Hey guys, welcome to WoW Weekly with Myst. And for this week, we have some news. And I know I always say that, well, I won't say I always do because some weeks we have busy weeks for news. But there have been times in the past where I say it's going to be a short video because we don't have much news. And then it ends up being a 30-minute video. I swear to God, that's not the case this time. This week, I have the least amount of news than I ever have had. I even thought that we were lacking news last week because all there really was the auction house mount. But it is so quiet this week because people are over on the PTR, people are in Classic, and there's not really anything going on in Classic right now. And, not much going on in retail other than the anniversary and stuff, which has been ongoing for a while. So, I'm serious, guys. It's gonna be a short episode. I swear. I swear. It's not just bullshit this time. It is gonna be a short episode. So, let's get into it. Starting with the retail news. Okay, so for starters, we'll go over the new events for this week. So we have Dark Moon Fair that is in effect as of yesterday. Great one to add to your 15% buff of the anniversary. And speaking of the anniversary, that is still going on till January 7th. The weekly is going to be pet battles. And on December 7th, we also have the Wanderers Festival. And for those that don't know much regarding the Wanderers Festival, it's a Panda one-day, micro event there. And not much really with it. However, if you like achievements, there is one achievement you can get through it. It's just to attend it. So literally all you gotta do is just log in that day and just attend the festival, and that's what the achievement is. I say easy, but it's an achievement that I literally forget to do every single year because it's one day only, right? So if you don't log in that day and actually do what's needed, then you just don't get the achievement. And I'm not a huge fan of these one-day events. So yeah, the only one I ever really did and regularly was the Moonkin one, and that's just because I main a druid, so I felt it was, deserving, gotta do my Moonkin festival. But other than that, most of them So that is it for the events for this week. And as far as my goals, okay, so here is a screenshot of last week's goals. This is what you saw at the end of last week's video for WoW Weekly. So let's go over them. The Mythic plus 10 did not get done. I got a 9 done, which is pretty much what I get done every week. I didn't even get to the point where I was trying to group up for a 10. I had so much shit going on. The leveling the alt is my main focus right now because we have the anniversary buff that lasts till January. Might as well make good use of it. And especially this week. This week's the best week for it because of the Dark Moon buff. So leveling an alt, I didn't really get to this past week because there's been some other stuff going on. The massive goal, that's the other stuff. So I've been doing some of the gold grind for that. That massive goal, as you can see, it says earn 5 million gold by August 2020. The reason I've put it that far is to give me time, because I knew that until the anniversary event ends, I'm probably not going to focus that too much. And then once there's less stuff going on, I'll focus on it a little better. Current progression. You know what? We're going to not put current progression in anymore, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put question mark, and then over 5 mil. And the reason for that is because there's a new series coming to the channel now. And the biggest reason for that is that when I did that video last week, one of my viewers had stricken interest in a gold challenge series. So I've started doing that, and well, it's just no fun if you know the amount the day before that posts, right? So we're going to leave the current progression blank in the weekly goals. I might even just wipe it out altogether, just so that it can be in the actual gold challenge video. So the gold challenge video is going to be on Tuesdays. I might just post the first one, which will be tomorrow, and then we might just take a break until the anniversary event gets done, because like I said, it's so much the main focus right now that not a whole lot of shit is getting done besides that. So we'll probably just start it, because I did do quite a bit this past week for the gold grind, but then it may be halted till like January. And since you're, watching the video, assuming you are, I know some people might just minimize since it's just news basically that I mentioned, but if you are watching the video right now, this right here is an ultimate goal that I've had set for myself for a while. And I am going to be putting together a video mentioning this goal here. But this is a goal that has no deadline really to it, because it is literally a crazy person's goal. And what it is I've had a goal for, a year or two now, to have every single profession filled with every single recipe, meaning that this unlearned, nothing's in it. And so I've been doing that on my main and my alts. Of course, my main is definitely more progressed with that. I have practically every enchanting recipe. As you can see, the list is pretty nil. So pretty much all those unlearned recipes, other than a couple of vendoring ones that I'm grabbing right now in the video, most of them are world drops. And there's really only one place where I see this goal being a little wonky, and it's with my rogue, because my rogue is an engineer. And when it comes to engineer, you pick a path, you pick goblin or gnome, and when you pick that path, that means you can't obtain like a good portion of recipes because you are gnome instead of, goblin, or goblin instead of gnome, whichever way you go, right? So I see the engineering having, an issue with that, but we can still, technically get every pattern we can, just the list will still show patterns because of the other version of engineering. But at least now you know that I am actually doing something in this video. It probably looks like I'm just putzing around flying places and shit, but it is, there is a madness to this. So yeah, for this week's goals, we are going to have basically the same goals, except, well, I guess we could keep the Mythic plus 10 in there, to be honest. If it happens, it happens. But the main goals is definitely the leveling and alt and the gold goal. The gold goal is going to be in there for a while, though. It's something that we're gradually going to do. And, yeah. And yeah, if you are interested in watching the Gold Challenge videos, I've been recording pretty much everything when it comes to the gold. So yeah, it should be some good videos. And I'm not going to go too much into it. I'll explain more what's going to be in those and stuff in tomorrow's video, which will be the first episode. Okay, so as that concludes a retail for this week, let's move over to Classic. Okay, guys, so we are on the Classic section now. As far as I go for Classic, it has been a good week since I logged in. This video here, I recorded it for last week's WoW Weekly. But if you watch my WoW Weekly regularly, you'll remember that I chose to skip Classic news like fully in last week's video because there was absolutely nothing, right? So this is the video that would have gotten used in that video. So it kind of gave me the flexibility to not have to, hurry up and log in. And yeah, so I really haven't, because it's not that I, am not having fun there anymore. I'm still having a blast, but I just have more stuff happening on retail right now than I do Classic. Classic's typically the game I go to when I don't really have other stuff, right? So I think Classic's not really going to get a whole lot of attention until probably January. But that doesn't mean I won't log in till January. I'll be logged in before that, but it just won't get a whole lot of leveling. Like, even lately, I don't stay on long enough to even get one level. I've been level 40 for like a month now, Okay, so still not much going on over in Classic, but one piece of news that may interest you if you haven't heard yet is that they have announced the Battlegrounds. So the Battlegrounds is going to come out in December, before Christmas actually, which I was kind of surprised in, but whatever. I kind of figured they'd wait until after the Christmas break. I think maybe the reason they're doing it is because, like, back in vanilla, the patches between the PvP honor system and the Battlegrounds were only like a couple of months apart. So maybe they're kind of going off that. And if they are going off that, then the next patch will have Blackwing Lair. So, yeah. Which realistically would release in January if they're going off that time frame. But that's just a guess. However, the Battlegrounds news is confirmed. They said that it will release the week of December 10th. Technically, December 10th is the Tuesday reset, and they're not committing to that day, but I'm pretty much like 99% sure that is the day it will release. Yeah, most of the time they do it on a reset. The only time they really don't is if issues, arise, but it's not releasing till December 10th. They got time to figure out these issues, so I'm pretty sure it'll be December 10th exactly when it releases. Now, is that too early? I don't know. the only reason I thought that they would wait till after Christmas wasn't that I felt it was too early. It was just, it's around the Christmas holidays, right? It's the same reason why retail doesn't release raids, in December, basically. It's because people are spending time with their families. As for the battlegrounds that will release, it is going to be Warsong Gulch and Alterac Valley. They are coming both together. Also, with the world PvP, right now is not a great time to be leveling. I don't have any problems with my druid here because my druid's sitting on a PvE server. So if you're on a PvE server, it's not bad. But if you are on a PvP server, it's not the best time to be leveling because people are, they are after their honor points, right? I find that when I'm on my PvP characters, because I am on a PvP server with my horde characters, and I find I'm okay at the lower levels, but I would say once you're level 20 or higher, that's where it starts getting rough. But then who knows? Maybe I'm just lucking out. I gotta imagine that people have thought about, hitting up the starting zones and ganking people, and yeah, so it's the choice you make, right? You can't really bitch about that shit because you choose to be on a PvP server. If not getting ganked is a serious concern of yours, then you just go play on a PvE server, right? PvP servers are for people that want to take risks and stuff. Okay, guys, so that is all I have for you. Once again, this week's goals will be a Mythic 10, leveling alts. I would like to get at least a couple of alts to 120, but we'll see. As long as I level some, whatever, And then, of course, we will be continuing the gold farm. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of WoW Weekly with Myst. It's going to be a little slow news-wise. However, January will be busy because I have been prepping a lot of the PTR stuff to put a patch video out for you guys. And I like to do that when we have a release date, so that's why it's not out yet. Plus, they're still testing. They still got time to perfect stuff over there. Expect some, pretty big videos coming in the new year, but until then, it's going to be probably pretty quiet news-wise. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in the next video. And I also hope you guys enjoy the very first WoW Challenge Gold video tomorrow. Bye, guys.